Welcome to this explainer. If you're an infrastructure admin prepping for the Nutanix Certified Professional Multi-Cloud Infrastructure, or NCP-MCI 7.5 exam, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to completely demystify a crucial topic for your certification and your daily operations, specifically covering NCP-MCI 7.5, 16.6 dark site updates, including the direct upload method, setting up a local web server, and leveraging Duo.
So let's just jump right into the big question. How exactly do you handle lifecycle management when your environment is completely air-gapped? You already know that keeping your baseline Acropolis operating system, or AOS 7.5, your Acropolis hypervisor, AHV 11.0, and Prism Central 7.5 perfectly tuned means doing regular updates. But what happens when security mandates literally mean pulling the plug on your external network? That easy, one-click update we all love? Yeah, that's completely off the table.
Now, just to make sure we're all on the exact same page, a dark site is an environment with absolutely zero internet connectivity. This means your clusters can't just reach out to the Nutanix portal to see what's new. Instead, you have to manually step in and manage the Lifecycle Manager, or LCM, yourself. It's totally on you to retrieve, verify, and stage these files to maintain those critical security and performance standards.
Here is our game plan for today. We'll cover why dark site updates matter, walk through 3 specific methods, and dive into upgrading the framework. Then we'll break down Duo and its dependencies, highlight some tricky exam traps and edge cases, and finally, lock in the key facts you need to memorize.
All right, part 1, why dark site updates matter.
Think about the highest security environments in the world. We're talking military bases, massive financial institutions, isolated research labs. These are usually dark sites. But here's the thing. Just because they're cut off from the network doesn't mean they're immune to software bugs or hardware vulnerabilities, right? Falling behind on common vulnerabilities and exploitations, or CVEs, in an air-gapped space is a massive risk. Just because you are off the grid doesn't mean the internal software is safe if a bad actor gets physical access. Because LCM can't automatically pull files from the Nutanix Downloader API servers, you, as the admin, have to manually grab those firmware and software bundles from the Nutanix support portal using a connected device, securely get them across that air gap, and upload them locally.
Moving on to part 2, 3 dark site methods explained. So you actually have a few ways to get these files into your cluster. First up is the direct upload method. This lets you upload the .tar.gz bundle files straight through your Prism Element, or PE, and Prism Central, or PC, web consoles. It's incredibly straightforward if you're dealing with a few small files. But pro tip here, you really want to avoid direct upload for massive upgrades. Browser timeout limits or file size constraints can easily interrupt your transfer mid-flight, and trust me, you don't want to start all over again. For those larger environments, you'll want to host bundles centrally on a local web server that all your clusters can reach. And definitely pay close attention to this for the exam. If you're using Windows for that local web server, it absolutely must be an Internet Information Services, or IIS server. LCM simply does not support HTTP file server, or HFS. Now, there is a very specific rule you need to lock away in your brain. While direct upload is super convenient, the web server method is actually mandatory for certain software components that simply do not support the direct upload method. Knowing exactly when you're forced to pivot from direct upload to a web server is a critical decision-making skill you're going to need to master for the certification exam.
All right, let's get into part 3, walk through upgrading the framework.
The crucial detail here is a very specific operational sequence you have to follow. If your dark site is running an older framework, and by older, I mean anything below version 2.4.5, you can't just slap the latest update on there directly. It won't work. First, you have to grab a special -H bundle from the Other Versions tab on the Nutanix portal. You're looking for a file specifically named LCM Dark Site Bundle version -h.tar.gz. It is only after you've successfully updated using this intermediary -H bundle that you can actually move forward to any future versions of LCM.
Next up, part 4, walk through Duo and dependencies.
Look, complex environments have complex dependencies. Trying to figure this out manually in a dark site is honestly a nightmare of trial and error. But that's where the Dark Site Upgrade Orchestrator, or Duo, comes in to save the day. Duo totally simplifies the chaos by using a single unified compatibility bundle to identify valid updates and manage dependencies across 5 very precise steps.
First, you upload that compatibility bundle. Second, you export an upgrade plan, which maps out exactly what your cluster actually needs. Third, you create an API key, which is absolutely crucial for secure authentication between your connected script machine and your DarkSide Prism. Fourth, you run a downloader script on a machine with internet access to grab only the necessary files. And finally, step 5, you upload those perfectly matched bundles back into the DarkSide and resume the upgrade. It literally takes all the guesswork out of the equation. And this brings us to a major aha moment for complex upgrades. Let's say you're upgrading Nutanix objects. To ensure compatibility, every single dependent bundle has to be there. If you happen to forget one, like the Microservices Platform or MSP Platform bundle, the UI will actually disable the upgrade action entirely. And the best part? It doesn't just fail silently or give you some cryptic code. It explicitly tells you an incompatible MSP Platform sub-entity has been found. Please upload the latest available MSP Platform bundle. You just upload the missing piece and boom, the upgrade resumes.
Moving into the tricky stuff. Part 5. Exam traps and edge cases.
All right, pay attention because here is a major trap introduced in recent versions. Starting with LCM 3.3, security got a lot tighter. LCM will absolutely not accept any DarkSide bundle that doesn't include a metadata.v2.sign file. This was introduced specifically to ensure payload integrity, so nobody can tamper with the files while they're being transported across that air gap. If you try to upload a bundle missing this signature, the operation will instantly fail and LCM is going to throw an error right in the side panel of the operations page. So always verify your bundles are complete. Here's another trap you really need to watch out for, specifically regarding the Acropolis hypervisor. LCM will actively block updates to AHV if it doesn't detect a compatible NVIDIA Grid driver in environments that require it. Let's say you're doing some cleanup and you accidentally delete the NVIDIA Grid driver bundle from your repository. Well, you are now permanently blocked from updating the AHV hypervisor. To fix it, you literally have to upload the driver again and run a brand new LCM inventory to re-enable those AHV updates. Also, keep in mind that if you're using HTTPS for your local IIS web server, certificates can really trip you up. By default, Nutanix LCM requires certificates issued by publicly trusted certificate authorities, or CAs. But if your highly secure DarkSide uses custom internal CA certificates, they aren't trusted out of the box. And because this failure is totally silent, you could easily waste hours troubleshooting your network, only to realize it's just a simple SSL handshake failure from an untrusted internal CA. You'll need to follow the specific knowledge-based steps to manually configure LCM to accept certificates signed by your custom CA.
Finally, Part 6. Key facts to memorize.
Let's build out your ultimate cheat sheet for the exam. You need to memorize these 4 constraints perfectly. Number 1, if you're using Windows for your local web server, it absolutely must be IIS. HFS is a no-go. Number 2, if your framework is older than version 2.4.5, you have to use that special -H bundle first. Number 3, Duo relies on a single unified compatibility bundle to calculate all its dependencies. And number 4, starting in LCM 3.3, that metadata.v2.sign file is strictly required, or your upload will fail. Nutanix loves testing your knowledge on these exact file names and behaviors, so lock these in.
I'm going to leave you with this thought to ponder. Are your air-gapped clusters truly secure if your update dependencies are fundamentally broken? Think about it. A DarkSide only protects you against external network threats. It's your rigorous manual lifecycle management that actually protects against everything else. Master these exact methods, know these edge cases inside and out, and you won't just ace the NCP-MCI 7.5 exam, you'll ensure your DarkSides remain impenetrable and perfectly tuned. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today on this explainer, and best of luck on your certification.